There, standing in a warm glow, was a familiar silhouette. I walked closer, heart racing, even though I had no physical heart. When my eyes finally focused, I froze. It was Jake, my childhood best friend. He had died years earlier. Welcome to Let's Lift the Veil. Before this extraordinary NDE story begins, make sure to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and support the channel so that more life-changing testimonies can be shared with the world. Today's account follows a young woman whose pool party afternoon unexpectedly transformed into a profound journey beyond life. A journey through a radiant tunnel, a golden celestial city, and an encounter with a long-lost friend waiting on the other side. What happened during those moments between life and death remains one of the most astonishing experiences ever reported. Now close your eyes, breathe in, and let's lift the veil together. I still remember the warmth of that September afternoon, thick air, bright sun, and the easy laughter that fills a pool party. I was 20 years old at my friend Sarah's birthday and going away party. Her family had a big backyard with a deep pool, and naturally, the entire celebration revolved around it. We felt invincible, loud, silly, and young. None of us imagined that in just minutes I would step out of my body, cross what I firmly believe was heaven's threshold, and reunite with someone I had lost years before. The whole event started with a harmless competition. We were seeing who could hold their breath underwater the longest. I knew I could manage close to 50 seconds, so when it was my turn, I took a deep breath and dove down confidently. The water wrapped around me like a cool embrace. At the bottom, I noticed the pool sweeper. Since I still had time, I decided without thinking that I would bring it up with me. I grabbed the cord, tugged, and felt it resist. It was stuck on the drain. I twisted, pulled harder. Nothing. Then the panic arrived. A sharp, rising fear spread in my chest. I was running out of air. That's when my friends Shelby and Lizzie dove in. Me and Lizzie know sign language, so I signed underwater, slowly, desperately, "Help." Her eyes widened. They both grabbed me, trying to free the sweeper, but the cord wouldn't budge. The last pocket of oxygen in my lungs burned like fire. The world started shrinking. Colors dimmed, and then it happened. Everything went black, but then I woke up, not inside my body but above it. I found myself standing near the pool's edge, dry, conscious, and watching the chaos unfold below. My friends were in the water, struggling to pull my body, my lifeless, drowning body, back to the surface. Seeing myself like that is something I will never forget. Shelby pressed her ear to my mouth. "She's not breathing," she shouted, her voice breaking. Sarah burst into tears. Lizzie yelled, "Call 911." Sarah ran inside, then rushed back out moments later in a panic, saying, "The phone is dead." "Then go next door," Lizzie snapped, trying to stay focused. They started CPR right there on the concrete. I watched, unable to touch or speak to them. I wasn't floating. I was simply standing but outside of my body, detached and yet acutely aware. And then, something shifted behind me. A brightness opened like a doorway, white, radiant, alive. It wasn't the white of paint or sunlight. It was a color I have never seen on earth, soft but powerful, inviting but overwhelming. Before I could think, I was moving toward it. It felt like gliding. No weight, no resistance. Just being carried by a loving current. I entered what looked like a tunnel, pure white, glowing, infinite. As I moved upward, my entire life flashed before my eyes in perfect clarity. Not random flashes. Everything was organized, meaningful, like a divine timeline. And then in an instant the tunnel opened, and I was standing before a magnificent golden city. The sight stunned me. I grew up Christian, and every Sunday school description of heaven felt like a faint echo of what I was now witnessing. The streets looked like transparent gold, glowing with a warmth that reached deep into me. The light wasn't shining on things, it was shining from everything. Ahead of me, people stood in a line. I joined without questioning, and when it was my turn, I found myself before an enormous being. Tall, strong and powerful, yet profoundly comforting. An angel. I knew it instinctively. He held a massive book. The Book of Life. He asked for my name. I gave it. He flipped through the pages, then looked at me with gentle finality, saying,
"I'm sorry, but it is not your time."
A wave of frustration burst out of me. What do you mean? I'm ready to die. My life has been unbearable. My best friend died. Why isn't it my time? He didn't answer right away. He turned slightly, as though listening to someone behind him, someone I could not yet see. Then he looked back at me.
"Someone wants to speak to you."
He pointed toward the golden gate. There, standing in a warm glow, was a familiar silhouette. I walked closer, heart racing, even though I had no physical heart. When my eyes finally focused, I froze. It was Jake, my childhood best friend. He had died years earlier. But here, he was around my age, whole, peaceful, radiant. I ran to him instinctively. We reached out and grabbed each other's hands across the gate. We cried real, overwhelming tears of relief and recognition. We talked about life, about everything that had happened, about how much I had missed him. He looked different, older but still entirely himself. Then the angel's voice echoed softly.
"It is time for you to go back."
My heart dropped. I turned to Jake and said bye to him. He smiled through tears and said,
"See you soon."
"I hope so," I whispered. Then the light dimmed around him. As I was pulled backward down the tunnel, watching him grow smaller and smaller until he disappeared. The next moment, I was back in the backyard. Shelby and Lizzie were still performing CPR on my body. Sarah ran back outside yelling, "Nobody's home! The whole street, nobody is home!" And then out of nowhere 2 paramedics appeared. No ambulance, no siren, no footsteps. Just 2 silent figures in uniform, equipped with a defibrillator and oxygen. They never spoke, not once. They shocked my body 18 times. I only felt the last few sharp electric bursts like thousands of needles across my entire body. And then I inhaled. Water poured out of my mouth, my chest seized, my heart slammed wildly back to life. I gasped and sobbed, terrified and freezing. Sarah chased after the paramedics as they walked away. She was so close she could have grabbed their shirt. They slipped through the gate door, she followed immediately, and they were gone. There was no truck, no footsteps, no presence, just silence. We all knew what that meant. They weren't humans. They were angels, and that day I will never forget. My life behind the veil. Returning to life was not peaceful. My body felt too heavy, too tight, as though being alive again was something it wasn't ready for. At the hospital, doctors ran tests, monitored my oxygen, and asked questions. They were calm, professional, but no one could explain the missing ambulance, the vanished paramedics, or how long I had been underwater. Recovery was slow. Every breath felt like rediscovering a world I thought I had left behind. I didn't come back with psychic abilities or supernatural gifts, but something deep within me had changed. I no longer feared death, not because I wanted to die, but because I had seen what waited beyond. Spiritually, my beliefs didn't change, they simply solidified. I was Christian before and Christian afterward. But the difference is that now I knew. I had seen the Golden City. I had stood before an angel. I had touched Jake's hands once more. Emotionally, I carried a quiet calm, something people around me noticed, even before I admitted what had happened. I didn't feel the need to convince anyone. Whether people believed me or not didn't matter. I knew it was real. Every detail, every color, every sound, every word felt engraved in my soul. I didn't become more religious. I didn't start preaching. I simply lived with the certainty that life continues after death, in a place filled with love and peace. And though I didn't gain new abilities, I did gain something subtle and priceless. A permanent awareness that we are never alone, not even in the moments when life feels unbearable. The veil between this world and the next is thinner than we imagine. And sometimes, when it is truly not our time, heaven steps in. Thank you for watching this powerful near-death experience. If this testimony resonated with you, subscribe, like the video, and share it with others seeking comfort or meaning. Additional NDE stories, spiritual reflections, and transformative journeys are posted regularly on this channel. May this account bring clarity, peace, or connection to anyone who needed it today. For more first-hand accounts, watch the next episode on the following screen. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss one. Let's keep lifting the veil one episode at a time. Take care of yourself and your loved ones. See you soon for another journey beyond the veil.